Thanks for tuning in today. I was just reflecting on this workshop I ran early this week, and it had been set up ages ago, and they'd asked for my bio, so I sent it through. And as she was reading it out, I was like, oh, this is a little bit cringe because it was just a bit, I don't know, it was just, Leanne has done this, and yeah, it was a little bit awkward. And I was like, okay, first of all, note to self, update that. I was assuming like she was going to tweak it or just use it in a brochure, not actually read it out, but that happened. Not a bad thing, but the saving grace actually of that bio was at the end. I'd written, Leanne is severely scared of undercooking chicken to the point of overcooking it, and she's also a proud left-hander. And that actually made up for it all. And the reason I say that is because everyone just started like laughing about the chicken thing, and a few people were like, yeah, I'm with you. I just am really scared. I mean, I try not to obviously cook my chicken dry. I don't want to do that, but I do get scared of, I just have this weird irrational fear of getting salmonella. Yeah, so I will then, especially like cooking a steaming chicken sometimes in the Thermomix. The air fryer's been pretty good. But anyway, on an aside, that's just a fear that I have. And then being a proud left-hander, that was great because I was like, hey, is anyone else in this room left-handed? And no one put their hand up. And then through the day, people were like kind of referring to that, going, hey, do you find left-handed people more creative? And so I guess what I wanted to share was that, yeah, it's great to have these achievements and everything else. But I think, when I'm thinking about my own now, and in the context of this, I think I need to frame it in the terms of like using social proof. So what other people have said about me might be something worth putting in there, as opposed to just listing off some achievements. Look, my bio wasn't bad. I'm not going to read it out here because I am getting cringe just thinking about it. But I think the relatability points are probably the most important part, and I'm so glad they were in there. When I had my old podcast, First Time Facilitator, for the first, 150 episodes. For every episode, I borrowed what Pat Flynn did on his podcast called Smart Passive Income. And I just have a fun fact about myself just to kick it off. And it's just super powerful, again, to build that relatability, to build connection with people. Some people might disagree. It doesn't actually matter what that goal is, but they're finding out more about you through the episode. And I think it relates to that as well. So I guess the question I have is like, how do you bring that? I mean, obviously I've got a bio, someone's reading it out for me. How do you bring these kind of fast facts or fun facts into work or into what you do? Something I posted on Instagram the other night was I was sitting at Melbourne Business Lounge watching the planes. I was just zoning out, just watching these planes come and go. And I was like, this is super relaxing. And something I just haven't shared. I think it's funny because my friend Ange messaged me after I posted this, but I do this thing at home sometimes where I'll throw on the TV onto YouTube and go to a YouTube channel called Only Planes. And they actually have this live stream of Brisbane International Airport. Sometimes I leave the commentary on, sometimes I put the volume off. But it's just such a great way. It's like watching a fireplace for me, like seeing a campfire is the same thing. It's the same feeling I get just watching these planes come in and out off the tarmac. There's movement, there's people going to new adventures, but the planes are just fascinating to see. So I've never actually shared that publicly before. But my friend Ange, she wrote this and she knows everything about me. Ange and I are great mates. She wrote, you think you know someone random, but I love it. So yeah, how do you start bringing more of these connection pieces? I think the most obvious way is in meetings, you can talk about it. And often there's a lot of pressure sometimes to come up with a really fun, fast fact, and it's difficult to do on the spot. In fact, one of my favorite sort of opening questions is like, hey, just let us know what the most boring thing is about yourself, because again, that reduces the pressure. And what you also find is when people say boring things about themselves, it's a kind of more relatable, but also they're not that boring. It's that you can find some interest in that. A boring fact about myself is like I'm a middle child. People connect with that. Just encouraging you to find ways to bring in some more of that organic, relatable type of stuff in your work, in your meetings, and anything that you're doing. I know Marlo passed recently, but earlier in that week, I just received the most beautiful email from someone who read my book. And what I did is on the book website, I created about the process, and I included the two little dogs that helped me out the entire time. And so AC, she wrote me this beautiful email. She wrote, "Hi Leanne, I've just finished listening to your book, The 2-Hour Workshop Blueprint, on recommendation. Thoroughly enjoyed it, purchased it on Kindle, and now I'm working through it, taking notes and using the resources specifically for a workshop I'm doing in a couple of weeks. I went to your website to see if there was a PDF available for the Spark sheet and happened upon your picture of Quincy and Marlo, which is really why I'm writing. I will say first, thank you for the book. I can tell this is going to be a wonderful resource for me, blah, blah." Then she wrote, "Now, more importantly, the dogs. First of all, we currently have a dog named Quincy. Now, that dog looks nothing like either of your dogs, but also I've never met another dog named Quincy. This, though, is Barley. He looks so much like your bigger dog, Milo." And so that was just beautiful. And I think it's just a little breadcrumb that I put on my website. Just, again, relatability, sharing what's important to me in my life. And that's connected with someone over the other side of the world who sent me through a dog photo, and we had this beautiful, just conversation around that. So yeah, just keep bringing more of your personality. Don't shy from it. It's fun. It might not be interesting for you because it's your life, but people find and want to get those connection, those anchor points in, and relate to it and reach out. So that's an easy way to build relatability. Now I've got to go work on my bio. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.